What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and do some in-depth technical analysis on what happened today to help you better understand the short-term future for Tesla. I'm going to compare Tesla to the VIX, to the Nasdaq, to the SPY to really help you understand what's going to play out. I'm also going to talk about the CPI data that just came out and what the Fed just announced that could definitely affect the market going into the future. I'm going to end this video then by talking about what on earth is going on with the Tesla Gigafactory, as we have some major updates that just came out that make me pretty excited for the future. Now, before I say anything about what's going on with the Tesla Gigafactories, before I talk about the Fed or what's going on with the technical analysis of Tesla, I do have to mention some very important things first. First off, I'm not a financial planner, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each with up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000, as Moomoo is giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want a chance to win $200,000, guys, please check out the link down below. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Tesla, guys, we're currently down about 2.95% for the day, and we had a pretty insane day. So we were at like $900 a share. We ran up to $943, and after that, we started this downward trend, right? And this happened to the entire market almost in unison, and it makes me very, very, how should I say, questionable, right? I'm questioning whether this is the market or the matrix, but the entire market basically ran very similarly. We ended up dropping pretty low, and we ended up dropping below the $900 level of support. I basically mapped it out right here with this horizontal line. We ended up going as low as 896, which is a key indicator that the $900 level of support may not be holding out for too long. So before I go into more detail about this, guys, look at this right here, okay? 1 day chart of Tesla. We run up, then we drop pretty hard. Okay, that doesn't seem too out of the ordinary. We'll look at the SPY. The same thing, guys. It runs up, then it drops. Okay, look at something like AMC, the exact same thing. It ran up, then it dropped. My point is, this is just what market makers were doing. They were trapping a lot of people into buying calls, for instance, so they could bring it all the way down. Maybe they're trying to short the entire market. I mean, who knows what they were trying to do, guys? These big market makers, whether you want to call them the composite men or not, this is what they're doing, okay? They were tricking us. This was a trap that was set. I made a previous video about this. A lot of people didn't like to hear that, but that is what ended up playing out. So now let's look at the grand scheme of things, because if we look at it with more context, we can actually understand what's going on. So I want to look at some technical indicators real quick before I move on with what's actually going on with the context. So look at this right here. If we go down here, RSI is dropping, guys, 42.6. Now we're seeing the MACD kind of like flipping back and forth with the 9-day moving average. It could still go either way, but it is looking a little bit more on the bearish side. So right now, many indicators are suggesting we're probably going to drop. And there was a moment in time where we did kind of like dip below every single one of the moving averages. So once again, guys, it almost looks like we did complete the inverse head and shoulders. Now, it was looking kind of bullish a couple of days ago, but now that we've dropped below the $900 level of support, it does look like we could start dropping a little bit more. And I want to talk about why I think that's because of this right here, guys. Remember, I told you guys about the CPI data that just came out. We were expecting it to be at 7.3%. We wanted it to be below 7%. It ended up being 7.5%. This is a 40-year high for inflation. It's absolutely insane. And this was for the month of January. It just came out before the market opened. And the thing is, the market didn't seem to like respond too much to it in the very beginning. The market actually rallied a little bit in the beginning before having a big reversal to the downside, because this data came out. But then as a result of this, guys, another man, his name is James Bullard. He is the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis president. And he stated that he supports raising interest rates by 1% starting in July. Once again, a 1% raise. That's actually a relatively short period of time for a 1% raise. That's a very, very hawkish outlook. Now, because he said this, guys, because we're now getting a glimpse of how high interest rates may end up going in such a short period of time, this could definitely lead to a lot of FUD. And that did play a role in the entire market kind of having this fake out. Now, I do think that this was maybe coincidental, or maybe it was even staged. Who knows, guys? Because the market is just looking very, I mean, it's pretty insane that so many stocks follow this very similar trend. This was actually indicated by the VIX too. If you looked at the VIX in a little bit more detail, you would have seen this like big change right here after it touched the 20. But anyways, guys, Crazy, crazy stuff. We are not in a normal market. It kind of reminds me of a matrix in some ways. But, anyways, now what do I see happening to Tesla going into the future? Well, there are actually other pieces of news that came out that may have actually been a little bit bad, that may actually play a role in us kind of dropping a little bit more tomorrow, because we are respecting this downward trend now, and the market is looking a little bit more bearish going into tomorrow. Now, I think that by next week we should maybe start to see a recovery, but as of right now, it looks like we're going to still be respecting this trend line that's bringing us a little bit down. And I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if we end up getting pushed lower than the $900 range, and that's what I think is going to end up happening, because it seems like the shorts are really, really gaining control of the market right now. So I want to talk about this before I talk about a little bit more detail. So Electric has reported that Tesla has lost the Roadster chief engineer behind several important vehicle programs to Ford. I know that sounds really hard, guys, but it's the truth. Unfortunately, they did lose their chief engineer, and that is some pretty bearish news that just came out for the short term. Now, even though I do think the Roadster itself is going to be super bullish news, it's going to be absolutely awesome. Remember, this chief engineer, he worked on the Model X. He helped design the battery enclosure. Okay, he improved the advanced design of the front and rear suspension. This man was brilliant, the chief engineer, and he's been with them for over a decade. His name is Alan Clark, and now his time is up, guys. He's going to be leaving Tesla. He's been promoted for a new program, and I know it's pretty tough. I think he's going to be working for Apple and Ford in the future, and he was supposed to be working on the Cybertruck, but now that he's gone, I'm not saying this is going to like be the end of Tesla. It's not the end, guys. It's just that this is for the short term, maybe a little bit more bearish news. It's not good if something like this happens, and obviously investors are going to keep their eyes on things like this. Now, another very big thing, guys. Tesla Rati, it reported that the Tesla Gigafactory Berlin approval delays have been pushed back until mid-March. So once again, the Gigafactory in Berlin has been delayed once again. I know, really, really tough. I don't really like to report things like this, but I have to report the truth to you guys. The truth sometimes hurts, but the truth is going to set you free, guys. It's better to know the uncomfortable truth than live in a lie. And as of right now, guys, there are a lot of big, instances or like questionable things that are going on in Berlin. I'm not going to mention them in full detail because, look, there's obviously politics that's playing a role. There's obviously those people that just don't agree with Tesla even being there. And there's all sorts of other things that even Elon Musk has spoken about. So they're just leading to more and more obstacles in the way of Tesla. Now, I also want to talk about this right here, though. This is actually a pretty good piece of news, in my opinion. So, not everything is bad. The Tesla Model Y reservation holder gets VIN assignment from the Gigafactory in Texas. So, once again, that's a sign. That's a very, very big sign that the Tesla deliveries from Texas are going to be around the corner, guys. We're getting closer and closer and closer. The estimated delivery date is between February 25th and March 1st. Once again, awesome, awesome, awesome news. That's really awesome because they're making a lot of progress in Texas. Obviously, Texas has been very, very good to Tesla. They are improving their energy sector over there too. So that's awesome news, guys. We're going to see them opening up in Texas very soon. That's going to be very awesome for their business, and I can't wait for what the future holds because their revenue, their numbers are going to be so much better because of Texas. I can't wait for it, and it seems like deliveries are coming around the corner. So be prepared for that, guys. That's very bullish news. I can't wait for that. But the thing is, guys, we do have other bearish pieces of news. So, what do I think is going to play out for the future? The same thing I've been telling you. I do see a bullish reversal kind of coming in the future. It's just that we don't seem to be there quite yet. I think that we're going to start to see a big run up in maybe the next upcoming months. But the thing is, we have rate hikes coming out maybe in a couple of weeks. We also have these bearish pieces of news, and we are starting to kind of descend a little bit. We did close almost below 900, right? We closed above it, but we were below it just like a few minutes before the market ended up closing. So we were super close to closing below it. It doesn't look like 900 is going to last. And I do think that there's going to be a lot of shorting and a lot of things going on Friday to make as many calls out of the money as possible. So what I anticipate for Friday is I see Tesla maybe closing a little bit in the red. We may end up closing in the high 800s. We may end up dropping below the $900 level of support. And that's how I kind of see the rest of the day kind of playing out. I think we're not going to have the best closing to this week, but next week we should see a bit of a recovery starting from there on out. So that's what I have for my prediction, guys. I still believe in the future of Tesla. I have not lost my faith. I'm still super bullish for the long term, but for the somewhat short term, I am a little bit more bearish. That's what I have for this one. I thank each and every one of you for listening. Please have an absolutely fantastic rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.